Hello world, my name is Tim Roswick, and I want to talk about the three things I learned running a Kickstarter. If you don't know, we are successfully funded. We're $12,628 out of $10,000 goal so far. That's as of the making of this video. We still have 8 days to go in our campaign, so we're doing well. And I wanted to talk about the three things that I learned running this campaign, because I've never done a Kickstarter before. I've never made a card game before. I've never done a lot of things before. I just do a lot of shit that I've never done before. And it's always helpful for me to kind of hear from people that have learned things when they're doing things for the first time. Like experts, yeah, you can learn stuff from experts, right? But like the dude that just figured out that stuff usually has a better frame of mind to kind of share stuff. So I want to share three things that I learned running this Kickstarter. So number one, Kickstarter sends you a decent amount of people. If you've been following the channel for a while, you know my whole philosophy of marketing is that you sell 0 copies by default, which means nobody cares about any of your stuff except the people that you bring them. But it turns out you do well on Kickstarter, that's not necessarily true. I want to share my back-end dashboard with you, which a lot of people won't share because it's, it's private data. But so far, out of the $12,628 that have been pledged, 7,087 have come from Kickstarter itself, which I did not recommend. These external referrers here, these are people that we've sent in, and then custom referrers are people that we've sent in via various links and stuff. So total, you could say that we've sent about this much, and Kickstarter has sent about this much, which that looks like a decent, like at least 60% of my overall Kickstarter stuff, which is pretty sweet. Like that's really cool to see, right? Like I would have thought that I would be responsible for most of it, but no, Kickstarter sends you a decent amount. Now, I do think having sent a bunch of people there day one to kind of get this thing, like I think we raised like 40 or 50% day one. I think that helped, right? So I don't think you should launch a Kickstarter with 0 audience or 0 nothing. I don't think Kickstarter is going to send you a ton of people that way. You need that influx, I think. I don't know, because I didn't do it without this influx. But that was really interesting because, I don't really have an audience of card game aficionados. I have an audience of game developers, and I promoted my stuff anyway because, I'm launching this thing. Why not? But I knew going in that, all of you beautiful people watching me are not going to necessarily be the target audience for a strategy card game. So it was really cool to see that Kickstarter came through. Number two, Kickstarter is not about people helping you make your thing. No, it is pretty much a pre-order site. Now that sounds like, well, duh. It sounds obvious, right? But I always thought Kickstarter of like, yeah, let's put it on Kickstarter and see if we can make it, right? Like, yeah, everybody help us make this thing. It's super cool. Like that's how I thought of Kickstarter. But I guess in the last, 5-10 years that it's been around, it's just kind of turned into a pre-order site. Like people just back stuff they want to pre-order. And it's interesting, even in the card game space where we're at, the board game stuff, people are very like, what do I get for my money? Like, oh, you've got 6 dice and 40 cards. Well, this game has 50 cards and 8 dice. Like, forgetting about the game design or anything like that. So it's really turned into a pre-order site. And I think that's important because it kind of changes the way that you present yourself, right? It's less about help us make this project a reality and more like get this cool thing, right? Just your messaging. And so I've changed the front page of the Kickstarter around a lot during the campaign because of that, because that was something that I learned of more like, yeah, it's about you're buying stuff, you're pre-ordering stuff basically. It's not about like, oh, help us make this thing, like community thing. And messaging is super important because like what you say determines whether or not somebody buys or not, right? So number three, people lose interest very fast. It was fun. Day one, we raised like 40-50%, and then day two was like another 20%, and then like 10%, and then like 5%, and now we're like creeping up by a few hundred a day, which, raising I think like 4,500 in day one, and then like $100 yesterday is kind of like, uh-oh, what's happening? But I think that's the nature of Kickstarter, right? It starts with a spike and then it kind of evens off. And what I've been told, I don't know, I'm going into the last 8 days of my campaign here, but I've been told that it picks back up as people might miss out. So we'll see. We will see. But it's something that I just learned kind of doing this. So if you're into strategic card games, please check out my Kickstarter. This is a 2-player tactical strategy game where you kill for carrots and murder your friends. Every ability has a trigger, and every turn could be your last. I highly recommend you check it out if you're interested in it, because this could be the only print run this game ever gets. This could be the only time you can ever buy this game ever again. So please check out the Kickstarter down below if you're interested. 8 more days on the campaign as of the posting of this video. Probably less than that. But it's been fun, and I'm going to continue to share what I learned. I'll have a lot more tips and strategies for you after the campaign ends, because I've learned quite a bit of stuff. But for now, thank you for watching. My name is Tim Roswick, and I will see you all in the next video.